Check, check, 1, 2. Check, check, 1, 2. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Global Canvas. We're doing another tattoo teardown today. I just want to say really quick before we get started that I am available on Instagram here if you want to throw us any pictures that you want me to tear down, if you want me to take a look, give my opinions, technical information, whatever it is that you're looking for, hit me up there at St. Carlos on Instagram. There's another user submitted tattoo. Throw it up here. Oof. Okay, another user submitted tattoo. I don't know the artist, but I am looking at overworked skin for sure. Before I say anything else, I will say this is dope. It's a cool looking image for sure. I just, that looks painful. That looks painful. Okay, so this looks gigantic. Let's start right there. This is not like a forearm. This is probably the side of a hip. Maybe a butt comes back here, and then this is a knee, like above knee. I can't imagine this is an arm, because then where's the rest of the body, you know, behind this? So this is probably just a massive tattoo. And it's likely that this was all done in one session from the looks of how red it is up here, the redness here. You come down here, even this looks kind of red. So I'm gonna go out on a limb without knowing the artist, without knowing how this is done, that this is likely a single session gigantic piece. So, you know, probably 7 hours is my guess here. I say that because I see some edges in here that they're rough. I see some semicircular shapes here that they're lined in, but they're kind of bumpy. You know, it doesn't have like a real smooth ring look to it. I don't know what's going on with these pieces here. I can't tell. I wish I knew the narrative of this piece so I could tell you exactly what it's indicating. It looks like, you know, some sort of Japanese mask over, you know, a horn. I don't know if it's like a Hanya mask or an Oni or something like that, but either way. Okay, so like I said, looks overworked. There's a lot of tones in it. Likely used a lot of rounds to put these things in, like little round groups. Maybe some small mags, and then likely some bigger mags, but I see like a lot of stuff that looks like it's done with like a round shader. If you're interested in the technical part of it, there's some texture here that is not as necessary, I don't think, because there's a lot going on there. And typically when you have texture, as it moves into shadow shapes, you lose the texture because it moves into a shadow shape. So you want to keep texture in the foreground where you can see it, and where it disappears into the darkness, just let it go. I think that was done very successfully right here. I can see the suggestion of texture, not the description of texture, if that makes sense. So that's pretty cool. This oily drippy stuff, pretty rad. I don't understand how this shape is happening here, this like little square, but maybe if the head is whipping around fast enough, you know, it throws the liquid into that motion. I wish I knew who this was. Honestly, I'd love to figure out how this was laid out, if it was Midjourney AI, if it was in Procreate, the original design, don't know. This is this part in the hair right here is a little strange, because that would make me think that the middle of the forehead is right there, but the middle of the forehead is actually over here. So this is kind of like, I guess, like maybe like where your side part might go high up. But it's just a little confusing there. I can't tell from the photograph if this is like a light dark, like a, you know, maybe 8 out of 10 on the darkness scale, or if this is his or hers. This looks like a guy tattooed this. Don't come at me in the comments. You can tell a difference, believe me. Or come at me in the comments and please give me some examples of female tattooers who create this type of work. I'd love to talk with them. But yeah, it looks like this might be his blackest black, because I don't see anything darker anywhere else around here, whereas this is where it's blackest in the picture. I don't think there's any Photoshop manipulation or anything going on with this. I just think whatever camera shot this picture just got less light down here. This is probably at a convention, because it looks like I see some tape on the floor like over here, and this looks like a piece of curtain or something. So I don't know. If it's at a convention, it would make more sense why the thing would be a little bit more rushed or beat up. And it might also make sense why this is darker, more heavily packed, and this is kind of like scratched in, kind of scratchy-ish. This is one of those situations where this is an interesting composition. I love the use of the shading in the background to really fill out the space and give it atmosphere and a place to live. But it's not the type of tattoo to zoom in super close on, because a lot of the like fundamentals of like edge work, like what the hell's going on with this little bump in the nostril here? Like a lot of those fundamentals and compositionally, like the teeth change such a like a random shape here. It feels like there's some mistakes, honestly, in this tattoo. And it's a bummer because, like, you know, from a few feet away, I think it looks fucking rad. But if this was a single session convention piece, I understand how it could have had to move a little bit quicker, you know, and it's less predictable. The reason I say that is not because getting tattooed at convention allows you to care less. I think getting tattooed at a convention, let me change the perspective. I think tattooing at a convention draws clients that you may not have the opportunity to see again in a few weeks or in a month to do touch-ups or to do a second session if it's hurting too bad and they need to come back, you know, stop and come back later. You kind of have to commit that day and get it done that day. So that tends to lead to a little bit more rushing and finishing spots that that otherwise could have used a little bit more rendering, right? I think like this yellow light that's coming up and hitting from here, it's illuminating the bottom of the nose and the under part of the brow ridge right here. It's not picked up anywhere through here, so that makes me think that the artist just wanted your attention, your focus as the viewer, to go directly to the eyes, nose, mouth triangle. If I glanced really quick and never saw this before, I do still see the facial features, so my eye does go to that area first. I don't know what's illuminating this, if it's a candle that's out of, you know, the scene, if it's the briefcase from Pulp Fiction. I have no idea what's making this glow happen, but it is showing up in the background here. It's illuminating the underside of this ear shape and the underside of the mandible here. So I would like to see a little more consistency in those highlights, but the only thing that bums me out is if you chunked out, like cropped out just this nose by itself and saw nothing else, it's like a really weird flat shape. Or, you know, like this is flat, this is flat, this is flat. Just a little bit more shadowing on here could really turn the form, make it a lot more spherical and push it backwards into space. I like the little textures in here. Yeah, when I tattoo personally, I like to dial in the texture only where I want the viewer to be looking at and stage it in a few different manners, right? So I'll have a lot of stuff that's out of focus, a lot of stuff that's blurry, and then just sharp focus, sharp focus, sharp focus, so that like the eye bounces around. And this is such a great location to put in that extra texture. It just gets flattened out and lost a little bit in this region here. But all in all, it's a decent tattoo. It probably made this client very happy, and it probably made this tattoo artist a lot of money, so everybody's, you know, good all around. Yeah, I wonder if there's some cover-up going on here, because this gets unusually dark in these shadows right over here, and this person has some more tattoos right here, right? So maybe there's some stuff in the back that they had to cover up and that had to darken that out. If I squint super, super, super hard and try to see how this tattoo is gonna hold up over time, I am losing a lot of the detail in the mandible section, and the ear feels like it's gonna get dropped off in that background. It's almost like this gray tone and this gray tone are really close to each other, and it's only separated and held apart by those lines. But yeah, all in all, it's a good tattoo. It's cool. I like it. I like the design of it. Just a couple things I would tune up if I could. If I was this tattooer, and if this is a client that I had, and if this was at the shop and it was a one-day thing, after it heals up, I'd be like, come on back, let me do a second pass, let me smooth out a couple things. But neither party cares, they're both happy. Hell yeah. Sounds good to me. Thanks a lot. Let me know if you guys have any other questions or comments. Keep sending me tattoos in my DMs, but please tag artists. I want to be able to know who these people are and to give them credit when they're good tattoos. If you send me a horribly shitty tattoo, like a house tattoo, please tag the artist. I want to make sure to put them on blast so everybody knows exactly how to get a hold of them. Besides that, thank you so much. I will see you next time. Peace.